finished, and at this time he is still going to get harassed pretty severely here. It looks like Jangbi just trying to advance forward. Oh, looks like a mine's gonna hit. No! Fantasy is in trouble. I have no idea how Jangbi manages to pull it off. Fantasy trying to get a couple of pot shots off, but Jangbi's doing a beautiful job of covering for his shuttle with his Dragoons, and now he's expanding. He might take down this factory, which would be insane. Oh my god, why is Siege Mode taking forever? Fantasy is in huge trouble if he can't get Siege Mode up. Is he gonna lose his factory? Is he gonna lose his factory? Jangbi, you gotta focus down the factory, man. Siege Mode is almost finished, and with Siege Mode, Siege Mode is done. And now Fantasy has taken down the factory, but it doesn't matter. I think Fantasy can now just siege up. But he's actually not able to because he's only got 2 tanks. They're being harassed like crazy here. Where is that Wraith? I think the Wraith got killed off at some point. Man, what a micro battle here. Just absolutely insane play. An observer out for Jangbi. Now I think the lead is back in his hands because Fantasy has not been able to mine at all. Well, actually, no, never mind. Sorry, he actually has had his expansion. So I'd say it's evened up for, for overall. Jangbi now getting mining. He has a superior force, I think, on the ground. And Fantasy has not been able to do anything. Absolutely has not been able to do anything about the harassment here. There's the SKT1 coach looking a bit concerned at Fantasy's play. Alright, Fantasy's going to try to expand again. He's going to put down a couple of factories. And he's got speed vultures to go now. Jangbi actually does not have much units on the ground. And because he's pushed so hard into the front there, it came so close to managing to take out the front and really do some massive damage, but he couldn't. And now he's going to be facing a speed vulture harassment. I'm not sure exactly how effective it is, although it's getting pretty good shots off. But there are observers out. They should be over there to help out. Fantasy still has nothing that shoots up, by the way. In case you're wondering what can shoot up, the answer is nothing. Fantasy's got no AA, and we're going to be seeing how he can deal with shuttle harassment without Wraiths or turrets or Goliaths. There comes the Reaver. Fantasy still does not have siege mode, actually. I think what he was getting was speed for his vultures. My goodness, he still does not have speed. Oh, but he does have those nice mines. I don't think speed was nearly as essential as siege mode is, but I guess he's choosing to go for it last, and he's going to suffer for this because there's no tanks in the main to shell this Reaver. He just has a couple of vultures to react to. Jangbi needs to drop and do some damage, though. I think he missed at least 1 hit there. And let's see how Jangbi can do. No, he's going to retreat, actually. Managed to get a couple of shots off, but not nearly as much as he could if he has a speed upgrade for his shuttles. And Fantasy may have siege mode finished. He's deciding not to build tanks. And TVP, basically. He's got 1 tank alive. This is kind of an interesting game here coming from Fantasy. I think he's just been trying to mix it up, trying to stay aggressive, but I'm not sure if that was the best idea. Notice that Jangbi is actually going to drop on the ridge overlooking Fantasy's natural expansion. Fantasy also has a control tower, by the way, which means that he could go for some drop ships coming up soon, too. The natural expansion on the back is legible. And by that I mean you can cliff it, and or I mean put units on the cliff. All right, instead of a random abbreviations I'm coming up with. Anyway, it looks like we've got harassment at both natural expansions. Fantasy forcing the probes to go back, and SCV's also getting killed off at the protected natural. Jangbi doing an absolutely great job with mobility, and Fantasy not doing a bad job either. Both players are known for their aggressive stances early on. They play slightly unconventional at times, and they play great. Honestly, they play great unconventional games. Although Fantasy certainly surprised everybody by beating Bisu in a standard, set of Protoss versus Terrans. That was actually very impressive. So maybe I should, not put Jangbi so far ahead, because he has shown himself to be capable against even the best. Now, Fantasy doing a great job of harassment again. This is where his Neil Boxer kind of lineage comes from. Oh, just as I say that, speak of the Boxer, there is Boxer looking as a young pupil there, and saying basically, yeah, that's what I've been teaching you, that Vulture micro boy. And that's certainly good work there from Fantasy, managing to get himself certainly even up in this game. Although he's gonna be faced with some bad luck here. Oh, Jangbi! No, that wasn't bad luck. That was good scouting from Jangbi. I now notice he's got observers around the natural expansion, and that has definitely been what allowed. That was definitely what allowed him to get in position for that intercept. So very, very nice play there. Jangbi expanding at the upper left, gonna try to stay one base ahead of Fantasy in a very exciting game so far. But what is, okay, never mind. I thought there were vultures in the natural expansion. Jangbi just has mines, a couple red dots if you guys can see. And Jangbi gonna go for another harassment. Once again, he's gonna bring, no, there's tanks there. Dual Reavers though being dropped off, and nice pickup there. But now there's a Wraith. Is it gonna be able to take down the shuttle in time? It looks like there's actually a Dragoon there to help out. But no, the shuttle is gonna go down. Oh man, that was a close one. Had there been 2 Dragoons, it would have been enough, but the Reaver's going to be useless. Reavers obviously cannot shoot downward. Fantasy now is going to, be able to be fairly protected this expansion finally. Finally, Fantasy has also decided to get Siege Mode. This is the first Siege Mode I've seen at the, 13th minute of a game. It's a pretty darn late Siege Mode, but that's how this TVP has gone here. Fantasy just going for it with a ton of vultures here. This is generally associated with older school Terran players, by the way. Nada and Boxer, masters of the vulture, especially Nada, of course. And nowadays, Terrans do not employ the vulture nearly as much as the old school players do. But look at this fantastic vulture play, and this vulture play is what's going to let Fantasy catch the probes and intercept, and he's also going to know that there's an expansion at the upper left, and he's going to go there as soon as possible. Fantasy is going to be fighting those pylons, and let's see if he can manage to get those pylons down in time. Jangbi does not yet have speed upgrade for his Zealots. Mind you, he is going to get Arbiters, relatively fast Arbiters, but not super fast. Certainly, it's not kind of a best speed kind of vulture Arbiter play, but look at this. Jangbi doing a good job there, managing to get a couple of pylons there. I think he's going to be safe. The cannon should get up in time, although I'd say it would be a smart idea to put up something else. Oh, but Fantasy's going to put a dropship down there, and this drop is going to be able to pick off everything. Jangbi actually managing to pull his probes away because he once again has spotted the dropship with his with his observers. But just great, absolutely great Terran versus Protoss here. This is obviously several levels higher in terms of Fantasy's play than anything Firebat Hero will probably ever do, unless he does go back to the Bolshoi ballet troupe. Maybe then he'll get his spirit back up and he can actually win a game or two against Protosses. But until then, I mean, this is some very top-notch Terran versus Protoss being played from Fantasy. Really, I gotta take back that he is not that he's behind here. I'd say this is a very evenly matched up game, and so far right now it's still, I would say, pretty evenly matched. Although Fantasy may have gotten the lead there with their harassment, I'm not sure though. We're gonna have to see. Fantasy is still behind a base overall, but that could mean nothing in a TVP. We're gonna have to see what happens, because Fantasy, if he's been playing this well, he should be able to get a pretty good push coming out. He hasn't lost much in economy or units recently. And he's done a great amount of harassment, so that extra base may not be making a big difference. There's a chase of tanks, vultures, and zealots on this random cliff overlooking, this is of course Jangbi's natural expansion. More units getting ferried up. It looks like Dragoons are going to probably going to benefit. It looks like, yeah,